All right, feet are parallel right here. Again, notice they ought to be locked in. This tape is actually from a couple of years back. But this is Robert Griffin, that's Nick Florence, and this is Bryce Petty. This is Brody Trahan, who actually came in as a quarterback and ended up playing linebacker before it's all said and done. Both of these guys, you know, basically this will be the first year in the last 3 that we actually have our quarterback back. All right, every year we've had to start with a new quarterback. We talked about those stats at the front of the deal. One of the things that we're most proud of is being consistent as you lose players. One of the things that we feel like has really helped us from that standpoint is the majority of us, background-wise, we're just like you high school coaches. You got who walks through the door, right? I mean, you don't get to go out and recruit. You don't get to do any of that. So you got who you got. And so you had to be able to adapt. And hopefully offensively, that's what our offense is kind of built on, is being able to adapt to the new players and the new schemes and the new body types that you have each and every year. So whether that be hey, we got a great offensive linebacker, we'll be able to pound the football, we got a great running back, we got great receivers. Being able to have flexibility in what you do offensively to match what you have from a personnel standpoint. So many of us, we get locked into, hey, I'm a spread it out, throw it every down guy, or I'm a wing T guy, or I'm this guy, and we're not really open to, do I have the players to be that offense, all right? So we got to have some flexibility in what we do offensively to allow us to adapt to the players that we get each and every year. So as we start watching these guys, they ought to be locked in. You see right there, now the ball's out just a little bit, ought to be pointed down a little bit more. Roberts is pointed down. Notice the back elbows are both down and flat to the body. Ought to be able to reach back and pull it right now. Stay on top of it. Don't let it drop. This is where you can start seeing it. One of the best things about this drill is you being able to stand back here and be able to talk to them and look at them, all right? You can look at their feet. You can stand behind them. You can see if they're dropping it or if they're pushing it out wide. Gives you a chance to really break them down from that standpoint and build them through the process, okay? You get out there and you tell them, hey, y'all go warm up and then we're going to throw routes. You never see what they're doing from a technique standpoint to make sure they're doing it correctly. Then you get into the game and you're wondering, why can't you hit the broadside of a barn tonight, okay? Be consistent. We wanted to eliminate steps in our throwing motion, all right? Eliminate steps in our throwing motion because it's easier to fix that way, all right? When you start having problems, because as a quarterback, and those of you that have played the position, understand that there's days you pick up the ball and it just does not feel right in your hand. You threw it great yesterday and you came out today and you can't throw it to save your life. So by eliminating steps in your throwing motion, it's so much easier to correct and get him back on track. Instead of telling him 20 things he's got to do to correct what he just did, you can narrow it down to 1 or 2 and say, hey, just work on this, work on your feet, be back balanced. Hey, your arm's dropping a little bit, get it back up in that L. Those things allow him to gain more confidence and be able to adapt when he is having that bad day of throwing.